Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Choices Life Coaching. Hope that everyone had a good week, and I would like to say thank you so very much for all of the prayers and for my friend, and he's doing a much better. Uh, thank God. And the next thing is I'd like to also give my condolences for everyone that saw the funeral for Mr. John Lewis, and they're doing something on BET, I think on Tuesday. Hi Stacy, how you doing? Hope that you had a good weekend. I think it's on Tuesday. I think it's on BT or the OWN network, but anyway, they're doing a memorial, not a memorial, I guess they're doing the history of his life, and they're saying it's highly recommended and they would like everybody to watch it. So then we're going to, hi Gilda, then I guess it's the history of black people and John Lewis within the United States and what he's also done for all races and nationalities. Thank you all for your prayers. I got a chance to see my mom. She loaded my car up with food. Thank you, Mommy. And went and got my eyebrows done and did some things that I got a chance to do. Missed my flight to Atlanta. Got there that's why I had to reschedule another flight, so I'll be going back to Atlanta in 2 weeks on the 20th and take a look at the new office and see what the living situation is. I'm going to, what is it, scout out the land. And what else has happened? I got some sleep, got a lot of rest. Hi, Eben. Hi, Lackey. Hi, Sid. Good morning, everybody. How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? Hello, world. Hello, everybody. How you doing? Missed you all, and I've decided, I think that today's topic is putting smiles on faces. And I did an interview with New Natural Awakenings magazine. They're an online magazine. The owner of the magazine is Mr. Anil Singh in Bergen County. It's an electronic magazine. It's an online magazine, and you can also pick up the magazines in like ShopRite, Walgreens, it's in paper as well, and it's all natural, all organic. It's recyclable paper, and they're doing, I think, this decomposable ink. Then, let's see. Well, I interviewed him, so I'll be doing a podcast once I get a chance to do the editing and everything. Then I got a chance to there's a new link for those that have their businesses. It's called Alignable, and it's a business to business connection link. And basically what that link or app does is it connects business owners with other business owners, and it's a referral system. For those of you that own your own company, it's global, and for those of you who own your own company, it's a customer-based referral system, and they have all types of businesses sign up, and it's a great referral system. So, been a little busy doing some things, but today's topic is putting smiles on faces, okay? So, let's see. Now, things and there are eternal things, and unfortunately we have made the mistake of paying too much attention to the temporal things. We get caught up in stuff instead of in the service, and it's just one of the ways that we can be our own worst enemies at times when it comes to keeping keeping the flame going for the kingdom and for yourself, and don't forget, the kingdom of God is within each and every person, Always remember that, okay? And the Bible says that everything that we see is currently passing away, and when we purchase something and bring it home, it is already decaying. It look even like a new car. You say your car is worth what, 26, 30,000, $48,000. By the time you drive it off the lot and bring it home, do you know that that car has already depreciated in value? So go to a car dealership, drive it off the lot with the new car, and your brand new purchase is already worth less than what you just paid for it like 5 minutes ago. I got a couple. There's a couple who bought one of these new digital video recorders, and that, that's all the rage. Everybody's with the camera and the cell phones and everything. And I remember, like, years ago when the videos was the new thing, this couple was like so excited to get it home until the next day when they discovered that another model was just released. And that has happened to me so many times. Like, I've purchased a new phone or a new computer, and by the time you buy the phone or the new laptop or the latest thing, that people stand in lines for the new iPhone and for the new computers and for the new cell phones, and by the time you bring the phone home, guess what happens? They've already updated it, and there's a new model, so the model that you have has depreciated in value, and now you're saying to yourself, like, okay then, good morning, Theos. So people get excited. There's new purchases that we purchase many things, and then they become outdated, and things are temporal, and the physical, mental, and even the spiritual energy that we sometimes use in keeping up with the Joneses could be put so much pressure on a person or on a family. Keeping up with the Joneses, getting the latest, the newest tech, the newest technology, the newest vehicle, upgrading the new house or whatever. When we serve others, we're being God's hands and God's feet, and we are using our energy for an internal and eternal purposes, and we're making a difference in the lives of His children and our family and our community and for humanity in general. And we're making the difference in the lives of His loved ones, our loved ones, and often our reward is a smile from someone. Now, it is a reminder that we have been given, sorry. It's a reminder that we've been given someone joy, and what we sow into the lives of others, we can expect to reap in our own lives. Now, here's the thing. When we give someone a smile, and when we make people feel good, and have you ever noticed when you do something for your family or someone that you love or even a stranger, and just the way that their face lights up and that expression of gratitude, don't you feel that reward? Like, you give joy and you will always have plenty of joy. You ever notice some people, you just want to be around them because they're so happy and they make you feel good and they make you laugh? That's why we love our favorite comedians, we love our favorite entertainers, and our children have a way to just bring smile and joy into our lives. Children really can be funny, and some of us marry our spouses, or some of us date people because the way that they make that person feel. So the Bible teaches us that it is more blessed to give than to receive. And I don't know about you, but something that gets me excited every time is the good feeling that I get inside when I've helped someone. And blessing and being a blessing to others is a key to keeping enthusiasm in your life. It's acting with eternal significance instead of like temporal purpose, I can't even speak. Instead of temporal purposes. And when we'll talk about that, like, as I continue. So being a blessing to others is a key to keeping enthusiasm in your life. And as it is written, he, the benevolent persons, scatters like joy and abroad, like, scatters love, and he gives to the poor. His deeds and justice and goodness and kindness and benevolence will go on and on and on and on and endure forever. You ever watched like a favorite movie and you've watched that movie 1,000 times? Why? Because the movie makes you feel good and it puts a smile on your face and you can quote every line. And we serve God by serving people, by making things happen for them that they are not able to do for themselves, by using our energies to make their lives a lot easier and more pleasant. We are being servants of our Creator, and these are the things that endure forever. These things have eternal value. I know serving other people is not a very popular topic, and it gives us a mental picture of doing for everyone else while some people take advantage of us. And that happens all the time. A lot of people say, well, why should I do a good deed or be kind to somebody, and they're just going to take advantage of either you or the situation. And you don't have to look at it like that. That's why you have to learn to let things go, forgive, forget, and keep moving forward. Why? Because the good that you do today for somebody, you don't have to necessarily look for the reward to come back from that person. God sees everything. God knows everything. People think God is sleeping. God is not sleeping. God knows everything, and he knows how to reward each and every single person for the good that they do. And right now, at the beginning of the pandemic, everything was a little bit cool for a while, and people was calm and people was obedient and people was adhering to the social distancing and wearing the mask and stay inside. And even though employees were stressed and companies were stressed and the planet was just crying out, God shut everything down, put everything and everybody on pause, and everybody got a chance to reconnect, recenter. And the entire planet is in transition, literally in transition at this moment. Why? Because things are happening inside of each and every single person. And things is happening within the planet, within the solar system, and within humanity as a whole. And then, have you noticed the reaction of the people? Some people don't know how to be still. Some people don't know how to be by themselves. Then there was the racism. And then, okay, we all saw the injustice of what happened to George Floyd. And then we sit down and we started to come together collectively as one human being, as one human race, okay? Not divided. We wasn't separated by ethnicity, religion, or culture. The entire planet globalized together as one human race. Why? Crying out for the injustices of people. And that was God awakening within each and every one of us that we are all one, and love brings us together, and love unites us. And when we help each other, and when we stand up for each other, and when we protect each other, not divide like wars and shut down this and let's attack this group of people and that group of people because they're different. No. We're all the same people. We all feel pain. We all laugh. We all cry. We all love. You understand? We all have needs. We all have wants. We all have breath in our bodies, and God wants each and every single one of us to help each other. Put a smile on somebody's face and God will reward you. God will encourage you. God will help you. God will bless you. You understand? And now serving other people is not a very popular topic, but remember when at the beginning of the pandemic people ran out of food and people was just doing the best that they could just to help somebody else. They was leaving food on people's doorsteps and putting, you understand, these are good deeds, and this is what made everybody feel good and made everybody feel loved and made everybody feel like, okay, then humanity is not lost. We all won't be sunk into the abyss, you understand, and the earth won't implode, and we'll live and we'll make it through the pandemic. And then they opened the country, and then people's finances started dwindling, and then the worries and the cares of this world began to overwhelm people because small businesses, people didn't have food, people ran out of savings, businesses, some people have totally lost their businesses, some businesses have closed. Then they say, oh my God, like now we're still in the middle of the pandemic, but now let's go back to work and do what? Don't you know that the second wave is coming? How are we going to protect ourselves and each other if we don't help each other and support each other and think of what is in the best interest of the person that we are serving or trying to help? And we tend to think that serving is a job that is not very impressive, but Jesus didn't think of it that way. Oh yeah, I just wanted to thank Mr. Tyler Perry. I saw that video. Did you guys see that video that he posted for all those people, how he protected himself and how he protected his staff and how he protected everyone with the COVID, like from the COVID-19? They didn't have any deaths. They didn't have like 2 infections during the entire week, and I thought that was like amazing. Then I looked at the gentleman, Mr. McLean, that went to the Donald Trump rally, and Donald Trump had the rally, and he goes, no mask was needed. He sat there, went to the daggone rally, then he got infected, and within 10 days he passed away. So you have to think of other people. Wear your protective gear. When you wear your protective gear, you're protecting yourself, you're protecting the people that you come into contact with, and we are serving one another as human beings. What kind of a mental image do you get when you hear the word servant? Most people that when you say servant, I'm serving you right now by just speaking to you and bringing you the word of God. Then you have people that work in customer service, that are waiters, and they serve us. These are service people, and a lot of us are in that industry. Do you see a maid in a little black and white uniform like they have on anime, and or a cleaning person, or people doing the dishes? Do you see a butler opening a door of a mansion for guests who are arriving, or do you see Jesus joyfully and enthusiastically washing his disciples' feet and telling them to do the same thing? We are to serve each other. Serve each other in your marriages. Like husbands serve your wives, wives serve your husbands. Those of you who are single or dating, serve one another and do it joyfully. Okay? When we do things for other people, do it as unto God, and selfishness leads to unhappiness. Serving God and others is a pathway of joy. Good morning, Marcia. But very few people realize that most individuals think of having someone serve them is the way, like that's the way that it should be. They think that getting what they want will bring fulfillment, but they are mistaken. Doctors, theologians, and philosopher Albert Schweitzer once says that the purpose of human life is to serve and to show compassion and the will to help each other. Okay, so some people are blessed to realize the truth about that. They waste their entire lives doing what? Absolutely nothing. They didn't help anybody. They didn't do anything for the planet. They didn't do anything in the relationship. They didn't do they didn't do anything for themselves. Even when you're doing things for yourself, do it joyfully. Don't do it regretfully. You understand? If God blesses you with something, thank God that you have whatever it is that God has given you to be able to do what it is that you need to do for the people that you love and for the people that you care for. Serving God and others is the pathway to joy. And I heard a story about a woman who went to her pastor because she was terribly depressed, and her pastor, with many years of experience, and knew right away that what her problem was. But she didn't feel that she was ready. He didn't feel that she was ready to hear the truth. Instead of taking a risk in offending her, he gave her a homework assignment, and he knew from past experience that she liked to bake. And as he asked her to go home and bake some cookies and give them away during the week, and then come back to another appointment the following week when he had more time to sit down and talk with her, the woman never returned for the next appointment. And when several weeks had passed, the pastor noticed that the woman at church had asked her, well, where have you been? What have you been doing? How do you feel? And she replies, oh, I got so excited when I started baking the cookies and giving them to people that I forgot all about being depressed. When people get depressed, these are ways to get out of the depression. Some people get depressed and they get into the... I really did thought I'd turn this thing off. I thought I turned it off. Anyway, let me just hurry up before it rings again, okay? So we have to understand, when we get depressed, okay, instead of sitting there feeling sorry for yourself or trying to figure out, like, what is wrong or, oh, why do I feel like this? Get up and do something for somebody else. You understand? Do something. Do something to make somebody feel good. Do something that'll bring a smile to another person's face. Hi, Fran. How you doing, honey? And you are the happy podcaster. Hi, Jenna. Hi, Marcia. We have to learn to serve each other, be happy for other people, and it saves off depression. It saves off fear and anxiety, and then we can come together as a collective unit of humanity and raise the energy level of the planet and of the people on the planet. And I think by putting smiles on people's faces and serving one another is a very important place to start. And I've lived for many years trying to make myself happy by taking care of me first, only to have happiness evade me, like, to the point I'm like, why am I still depressed? And I've discovered that in God's word, that God tells us that his disciples are to forget about themselves and to follow him. Following him means that we study his ways of doing and being. And Jesus was just being, you understand? And all he did was just love people, and he served people, and he helped people. He didn't criticize anybody. He never once criticized one single person, except for the Pharisees. He called them hypocrites and stuff like that, right? This is the only planet, and this is the only human race, and we all have to live here, and we all are his children, so we all have to learn to play nicely in the sandbox. Play nice in the sandbox with each other. And how are we going to do that? This means that sometimes a hard thing for us to understand, and the act of giving to someone else over our own needs. We live in a selfish serve world, in this where these days where there's self-service for gas. Remember when you used to have somebody to pump, the gas attendant used to pump the gas? And I remember, like, even when I used to go to Home Depot or ShopRite or even the supermarket, you used to have like a cashier there. Remember, now everything is automated and self-serve, and now we have to serve ourselves. Customer service is a very important thing, and it is also a way, customer service is also a way for client and customer retention, and that in some stores you can check out your own groceries instead of waiting to be checked out. The idea of service has been diluted and washed away in the world that we live in today, and yet it is an act of service that stimulates us inside our hearts and inside our spirits. We have to learn to be patient now, because and really, really nice to each other. We can't get angry at the cashier anymore if we stand in line. You understand? And if we have to wait too long, we are learning to be patient people now. We're learning to be adaptable. We're learning to be more forgiving. And it is simply help that gets us on our mind and on ourselves and helping others. The needs, everybody has needs. Needs are all around us. Look around you. Look around your community. Look around your family. Look around your country, your city, your state. Let's slow down and make a commitment to help every person that we can. We will be putting a smile not only on other people's faces, but on our faces. It makes God feels good. It makes humanity, do you know that good energy is very addictive and it attracts good energy? And so does bad, negative energy. So if we do good and be good and give good energy out to other people, and as we shine, we allow other people to shine as well. So everybody's shining nice and brightly and they're doing their best. We will all feel better. You will feel better about yourself. I will feel better about myself. And we will be putting not only a smile on the faces, but God would say, "Ah, look at my children. They finally get it." You understand? Jesus was never in a hurry, yet he accomplished more than 3 years of earthly ministry than thousands of us put together will accomplish in a lifetime. Jesus was not merely busy, he was fruitful, busy doing what? Putting smiles on the faces of people that he came into contact with every single day. Everywhere that Jesus went, Jesus put a smile on somebody's face. So most of us are hurrying around trying to get the things that we want out of life, and in the process we may completely miss the principles that God wants us to live by. Things like, it is more blessed to give than to receive, and give and it shall be given to you, good measures pressed down, shaken together and runneth over, God will give unto your bosom. The Bible says that we not only do things that Jesus wants us to do, but we also have to learn that these are the greater things. These are the more important things. Why don't we see more of the greater good works? I believe that it is because our culture today is almost totally self-absorbed. I am all for self-love and self-compassion and self-respect and self-acceptance and self-awareness. But as we become more aware of self and serving other people, this is also a way that we can also come to the point of advertising, pushing people to do more, to be more, to help more, to open up more. Okay? At the the end of 2005, the average household credit card debt was $9,159,000. Now, at the end of 2019, the average credit card debt is $25,596. Okay, our industry, this has been a point where all households had a total, if you combine everything together, that's over $711 billion in credit card debt. It doesn't matter if we need it or we can afford it. We are taught that we deserve it. You understand? But true happiness does not consist of having more things or having more things that we can't use. Actually, the more that we have, the more that we not only have to pay for, but we also have to take care of it. If you are going to keep bringing more and more and more stuff home, okay, at least begin giving some of these things away. Look around your house, look around your apartment, look around your car. You have people building storage places to put more stuff in that they will, once they store it into those self-storage containers, they never go back in there to find what it is that they need. You have TV shows now, what they call it, storage wars, where they open the storage containers and the people are bidding for the stuff that they put into the storage bin. If you have things that you're not using, give it away. Give it away to people who need it, okay? True happiness is a time, it is to get true happiness, you have to learn to be unselfish. Don't have a mindset that, okay, people are going to use you. Give these things away and God will give you more things and God will give you new things. Anytime I start to get unhappy, I ask myself, what have I been doing for other people? And I usually locate the root of the unhappiness. God created us to reach out to others. And He has promised us that if we reach out to other people, He would reach out to us and give us a joy that we cannot find anywhere else. When we make other people happy and when we make other people feel good, God will make people, and He will send people into our life and He will add to it where in a way that it is so satisfying, and you're wondering, why is she just smiling like that? Why? Because God has blessed her and God is using her. And people think that we have to always be take. No, we have to learn to give. And if you want to be happier, start sowing seeds to make someone else happy. Make someone else happy. Right now, we all need money because the country has shut down and they haven't opened up the people can't even go back to work. Why? Because we're in a pandemic. So now we have to find, what do I have now that I can give away? Just give it away and don't look for people. God is going to bless you. Okay? Give your love away. Give your joy away. Give your happiness away to somebody else so that they can feel good. Okay? This is the dumbest man in the Bible, and the dumbest man in the Bible, his problem was that he had greed, okay? Greed. Greed is the cause of the great deal of unhappiness and a definite detriment to our passion and purpose. Do you remember the Enron scandal where that man swindled all his stockholders and everybody out of their life savings? And they have these documentaries where you can see it on TV, American Greed. Like, you watch these things, these people always end up in bad situations. Why? Because they're doing it from selfish motives, okay? Enron, the WorldCom, were the giants among the Fortune 500 companies, and their leaders were once looked upon at, they had They had broken the hearts of many people by their greed. Their greed. The Bible teaches us to guard against greed and keep ourselves free from covetousness. Okay? And a lot of people don't know what covetousness is, but covetousness is desiring something else that belongs to someone else. A moderate desire. I would rather have something similar or have my own. I like my own stuff. I want my own man. I want my own house. I want my own car. I want my own anything. I want something for myself. I don't want to have to share it. I don't want somebody else's nothing. If you're going to give it away, give it away. But I don't try. I've learned to be content with my life and the way whatever it is that I have. Contentment is next to godliness. And we have to learn not to covet other people's things. If you want a good relationship, you want good family, you want good children, you want to have your own business, whatever it is that you want, put the effort into it. You understand? Like, love your family, love your kids, be good to them, love your spouse, okay? Do what it is that you can to be, even when it comes to your business. Put into your business and the time and the effort. Be good to your clients, be good to your customers. You understand? Now, with Enron, the covetousness that they had was immoderate desire for wealth and the greedy longing to have more. And in Romans 7:7, it is interesting to note that we must keep ourselves from greed. We can ask God for help, but ultimately we must guard our hearts and our emotions. Why? From the dangers that greed can hold. Greed. We must say no to ourselves as well as yes. We must know what to say no to, and we must know what to say yes to. How do we do that? Living in such a self-absorbed society. And I believe that one way to fight greed is to be an aggressive giver. Okay? If you are an aggressive giver, okay, greed won't, like, greed, I think it's a spirit, and you won't have that spirit of greed that will get you in a lot of trouble and will also make you feel sad, hurt a lot of people, you understand, and make people cry. You can't do that. You have to be freely giving people. Okay, when we look at the Enron scandal, that man swindled people out of their life savings. There was teachers, lawyers, doctors, regular people. Like, when I say regular people, people invested everything that they had and put it into this company thinking that they were going to get return on their stocks, and they were swindled out of their life savings. Jesus wanted the people to understand that what we're saying, and that what he's saying about greed is that he told a story about a man who was already wealthy. The man was already wealthy, had more than enough money, and yet another harvest was coming in that promised to be just as abundant. This man already had so much that he could not figure out where he would store the new harvest or where he would put the new harvest. So he thought about it and decided to tear down his current storehouses and build bigger houses and bigger barns. Then the man said, "And I will say to my soul, soul, you have many good things laid up, enough for many years. Take your ease, eat, drink, and enjoy yourself merrily." But God said to him, "You fool, this very night they, the messengers of God, will demand your soul, and you and all the things that you have prepared, whose will they be?" You ever have some people that they have one of my brother's sons, well, oh God, I can't even say that. You have, with this pandemic, right now with this pandemic, you have people getting sick and dying. You understand? People don't know whether or not they're going to be infected, or even dating in the pandemic right now is insane because you can't come into contact with anybody. You have people that have strokes and heart attacks, and you have people that get hit in traffic, and just anything can happen. So accidents, that's why they're called accidents, and they have life insurance policies and stuff like that, because things happen. So my recommendation to you is what Jesus is saying, is that when we are on our deathbeds, not one of us will ask for our bank account. They won't ask about the house, the car, the property. You understand? I remember when my father was dying, and love him dearly, but when he was dying, he wasn't talking about money. All he wanted to see was the face of his loved ones and his family. And we will want our families and our friends, and we will want to feel that we are leaving a good legacy and feel that we need a deposit here on earth. Hi, Davida. That will leave people happy while we're alive. And ever since my father died, and I don't feel like I told him I loved him enough, so I tell everybody that I care about, and because I used to be that way, and then, stupid Jennifer, you start listening to stupid people, and then you just start changing and shrinking yourself. No, I love each and every single one of you. I love my family. I love this planet. I love my neighborhood. I love people. I love humanity. Why? Because that's just the type of person that I am, and I'm cool with it, and I had to learn to accept that. And the man that have had both, God is asking us to have nothing and give everything away. So I'm giving you all my love, everybody, and I'm giving you all my joy and all my happiness and all my good wishes and blessings. Why? Listen, I'm 53. I ain't got no time to fool around. And I want to be happy here and now. I want to live the best life possible. And the only way that I can do that is to give this love away, give this joy away, give this happiness away. And he is asking us to be a part of that. Use our resources to serve each other, to help each other. God is a giver. Look at this planet. Look at all the abundance. Look at each and every single continent. It has diamonds, rubies, gold, food, air. You understand? We have so many things on this planet, animals, different varieties of food. God is always in the abundance of giving to us, 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 giving to us. And every day we wake up is another day and another chance to say thank you for the abundance. Thank you for the blessings. And God is the giver, and his will is that we follow his example. One thing is for sure, that God is happy and he wants us to share in his joy, and we need to do things his way. Now, listen to Mr. Billy Graham. Love Billy Graham. Billy Graham is one of the most admired and respected men in the world. Why? He only had one purpose in his life, is to help people find a personal relationship with God. Now, I believe that this comes through knowing who Jesus is, and he has given his life to helping other people find life. Okay? He's given his life to help other people find life. He lives to make their lives better. Billy Graham did not spend his life trying to be admired, and yet he is. He is a true servant of God. He uses his purpose for his passionate, and his passion was of a pure heart, and God rewards him. Look at all the philanthropists. Look at all these people that just give stuff away because God has blessed them with so many things. Look at Oprah. Look at Ellen DeGeneres. Look at Tyler Perry. Look at Rihanna. Look at Beyonce. Look at your neighbor. Look at your friends. Look at the people that you know that just love to give. I remember one time I was dating this gentleman named Moses, and he says, Jennifer, he says, you will give away everything that you have. He's like, don't you know how to keep some things for yourself? Because my dad has, and my parents taught us to share. And I remember one time we had to split a peppermint. Do you know the size of a peppermint? A peppermint is like this big, and it was the only peppermint that he had. He was a true Jamaican, but he showed us a really good example. It's 7 children. How you have 7 kids, and how we gonna share one peppermint? You know what he did? He took the peppermint and smashed it. And he smashed it, and when he smashed it, everybody got a chance to just taste some of the peppermint. So don't think that what you have, you may not have enough to give away, or you may not have enough to share, or something like that. Treat others the way that you would like to be treated. We reap what we sow. How we treat other people is the way that we will be treated. If we believe that statement and live accordingly, we will have much better lives. George Washington Carver, he is the man that came. How far you go in life depends on your being tender with the young. That's young people. We have to be tender with them, be kind with them, protect them, lead them. You understand? Compassionate to the elderly. Okay, and we have to be sympathetic to the people who are striving, like you and me, and people from their mid-20s to their mid-50s or so. We're still thriving, and we're still striving, and we have to be tolerant with those that are weak, and we have to be tolerant with those that are strong as well, because someday you will have been all of these within your own lifetime. You understand? So learn to be tender with the young, compassionate with the aged, sympathetic with the striving, tolerant with the weak and the strong, because someday you and I will have been all of these at some point within our lifetime. So often in life, we don't end up with what we want or what we think that we deserve, but we forget that when we had the opportunity to provide those things, we forget. I really did thought I put it on Do Not Disturb, but we forget that when we had the opportunity to do these things for other people, that people will read and talk about this person's life or that person's life for centuries to come. This person, male or female, can lead a very simple existence, and their philosophy, let no one ever come to you without leaving you better and happier. You understand? Anytime you come into contact with another person, they should always feel happy and better being in your presence. And I really believe that. And we have to learn to live by this principle that give more of yourself than you expect from other people. Are you courageous enough to lay down yourself and to help others find life? When we ponder that question, our first thoughts are usually, what about me? Who will take care of me and my desires and my dreams? And the answer is God. God will take care of you. When we give our lives away for His sake, He always gives back to us more than we are willing to give up. We have to live to give and don't live to get. Does that make sense? Start treating people the way that you want to be treated, and you will be full of one of God's highest purposes for your life. Live to give, don't live to get. Focus on giving smiles away. Give smiles away, give love away, and you will always discover that your own smiles will always be in great supply. I love Bob Marley. The world loved Bob Marley. Why? Because Bob Marley had this effect to just make people feel good about themselves. He spoke the truth, you understand? And he made humanity, each and every single person, stop and think like, I am you. You are me. We are one. And the only thing that conquers hate is love. Okay? So many hitting me today. For real? Many others, sometimes we wait until we're ready to help others, okay? But unfortunately, that may be a long time. Make the effort to reach out to others using the abilities and talents that you currently have. God has equipped each and every single one of you today, and ask yourself the following questions and write these answers down in a notebook or a journal, and you can go back to them and review them. Name 3 things that you do well. Name 3 things that you enjoy doing. Take 1 thing from your list of things that you do well, and brainstorm as many ways as possible for you to use that one skill that you have, or that one talent, that one ability that you have to serve other people. God is asking us to be servants from our hearts, to help each other embrace a more passionate and a more fulfilling life of servants towards God. As we serve each other, people, humanity, we serve God. And we don't always have to be in the church, or we don't always have to be the Pope. We can do it ourselves, okay? We can love each other and serve each other and help each other, because that is what it's going to take. You understand? To raise the energy level of this planet, and to put smiles on faces, to heal the hearts and the souls of the people. Now, we have to use what it is that God has given us. God is calling us to do great things, but great things are accomplished by doing a lot of small things, okay? And we can start by ask God to give you the opportunity to find somebody in need and to help them. When God called Moses to deliver the Israelites from bondage in Egypt, he asked him, what is in your hand? And Moses says, oh, it's just a rod. And God used Moses told Moses to throw down the rod, and God put power into that rod, okay? This is the same rod that Moses used to part the Red Sea and to help bring the Israelites to safety from the Egyptians. Ruth used her hands to glean in the field of wheat from into Boaz's field. She used the gleaning in the field to feed her and her mother-in-law. At the same time, she could have given up and went back to her family, but she chose to stay with who? With Naomi. That was her mother-in-law, and admire and love her so much that she worked hard to take care of her. And Naomi did that, and Naomi adored her daughter-in-law. Jael was a woman that God used to help deliver the Israelites from Jabin, the king of Canaan, and she killed one of their enemies by simply using what was in her hand, okay? A tent peg and a hammer, which was that she drove into the skull of the sleeping man, okay? A woman who is not named used the millstone, and she happened to have it in her hand, and she killed the wicked Abimelech. And she could have easily said, I couldn't do anything, I don't have any weapons. You understand? Perhaps you have influence or a position in society that God might want you to be like Deborah, who was a mighty judge, and she used her influence and position to help people. Look at Oprah, and I'm going to say Oprah again today because Oprah has made strides for women. She has brought women issues to the forefront. She has brought the stuff that we've like keep in secret places. You understand? And she has given women a voice, okay? And God is really not saying you don't have anything. God has given each and every single one of us a talent, a gift, and ability. So whatever it is that God has given you, use it to the best of your ability. I didn't know I had the gift of gab. I'm funny sometimes, a little cuckoo, but I know that one of my gifts is exaltation. Exaltation, and I'm your biggest fan, and I'm your biggest cheerleader, and it is whatever it is that God has given you, you can do anything, okay? Never get to the point of saying I don't have anything or that God can't use me for whatever. It is really not what we have in our hand that gets the job done, but it is God's power filling filling us up and equipping us and giving us what it is that we need at hand. It does not matter what we've done in life, and I have learned that, I have seen that, as long as we are alive and we love God, okay, that God will give you his strength. Hi, Auntie Pauline, how you doing? His strength is perfect in our weaknesses. So don't make the mistake of thinking that you don't have enough of whatever it is or what it takes for God to either use you or to help somebody. Just start using what it is that you have, and God will do the rest. Many people miss God's plan for them because they feel like they feel what, ill-equipped, like they're not enough. Let me tell you something. If nobody hasn't told you, I'm going to tell you, you are okay and you are enough just as you are, okay? Just learn to be you, be you, be you, be you, be you, be you, and let God do the rest, okay? So success is the ability to go from one failure to another failure without loss of enthusiasm. If any person decides to pursue God's purpose in life, if you decide to fulfill your mission and God's purpose in life, trust me, you're going to make some mistakes. You're going to have some setbacks, but don't give up. If you decide that no matter what, look at Mother Teresa. Who would think that Mother Teresa would be called to Calcutta, and when God called her, she only had 3 pennies in her pocket. 3 pennies, 3 cents, okay? 3 cents, 3 pennies. That's 3 red copper, okay? And she went to Calcutta, worked with those children in India, and she worked with the hungry, the homeless, the abandoned. And by the time she got finished and laid down her and said, okay, God, I did everything that you told me to do, the entire world knew who she was by the time she got finished. By the time she had given God her everything, find a way to serve people, okay? Don't do it for the fame. Don't do it for the money. Just learn to put smiles on faces. Davida, you're going to be an amazing attorney. And you're doing it as unto God, and you're doing it with the whole heart as unto people. Look at John Lewis, Martin Luther King, Mahatma Gandhi. You can look at Nelson Mandela. Some of us may never become famous. Some people, they may never know who people are, but God is keeping an account of what it is that we're doing. Nobody knew who George Floyd was until something happened. So don't think that God isn't aware of what is going on in each and everybody's life. Nobody knew who Breonna Taylor was. You understand? When you look at society in general, people say, oh, I want my 5 minutes of fame, or they want to be wealthy, or they want this, or they want that. Are you doing anything with the gifts, talents and abilities that God is giving you, do everything from your heart. Do it without selfish reasons. Put a smile on people's faces. Salam alaikum, my brother. And then we also have to understand that you always have a choice in life. And it's true. You have a choice to be sad. You have a choice to be positive. You have a choice to be negative. You have a choice to be a good person. You have a choice to be a bad person. And this is my advice to you. I think that sometimes we don't feel like our purpose or mission or passion in life is big enough if we're not reaching lots of people, or if our impact isn't big enough that it can be seen or heard by other people. But I always say that I have a mouth, and I decided to give it to God, and He is using it. I want to say thank you so very much to all the people that are listening. Choices Life Coaching and Jennifer's Perspective is now in, believe it or not, it is in 14 countries and 25 states. I didn't realize that. They're listening to me everywhere. Why? When He told me to get onto this thing and talk to these people, I said, God, what am I going to say to these people? Like, I didn't have a plan. I didn't even know where to start. But every time I needed something or a topic or something, the people, I'm like, okay, now they're listening globally. And I want to say to each and every single one of you that are listening, thank you so very much. One love to each and every single person, because this is one planet, one human race, and you are worth it. And we will not implode. We want the best for each other. And one love, okay? Now, don't put off until later what it is that you can do today, okay? Be kind to everybody. Be kind to people. Be nice to people. Be good to people. Love people. Let's do it together, and let's heal this planet. Let's help heal each other. Let's heal the souls of humanity, okay? And make it your daily ambition to get up and say, oh, this is a great day. Wake up with gratitude. Look around you. Find the beauty in everything and in everyone, okay? Count your blessings and say, who can I put a smile on? Who can I help today? Whose face can I put a smile on today? Okay? This is the only planet. None of us lives in space. So, let's be Team Humanity. Or Team Jenny. You could be Team Gray. Okay, be Team Jennifer, and let's work together for the good of everyone, okay? For the good of everyone, okay? And for the good of the planet, for the children, for the elderly, for the people who are struggling, for the people who have visions, dreams, and aspirations. Don't give up, don't quit, and have a little faith in yourself. And even God says a grain of mustard seed. Do you know the size of a mustard seed? It's really tiny. And have you ever seen like one of those bagels, and it has all those little, what do they call that? I can't remember what they call that, but it's just like a grain of sand. You ever seen a grain of sand? You've been to the beach. You've seen a grain of sand. A grain of sand isn't... God can use that mustard seed of faith. God can use that mustard seed of faith to help you to fulfill your mission and accomplish your life's purpose on this planet. And the only way to start is to keep your eyes on God, okay? And always, always be grateful. Grateful, 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 no matter what. See the best. Think good of each other. And Learn to let go of the negative energy. Let go of the bad stuff, okay? People are frustrated, so now we have to bring smiles to people's faces, lift each other up, help each other, comfort each other, guide each other, pray for each other, and always remember that you are an authentic original. Don't compare yourself to anybody else. You're a one of a kind. You're God's masterpiece. You're the apple of his eye. You are his precious, precious, precious creation, and that he loves you. And on that note, I'm going to say thank you all and love each and every single one of you, and have a wonderful day. Thank you all for your blessings and your prayers, and don't forget, pick up a copy of my book, Journey to Healing. I have 3 books, okay? My Journey to Healing, Business Success for Coaches and Counselors, and the Spirit-Led Marketing. You can pick up all 3 copies on Amazon Kindle or on my website, Choices Life Coaching resources page. And I'm always looking for guest speakers. I really am. So come on, people, tell me your story. Sign up and say, hey, Jen, this is me. This is what I'm doing. Because your story can encourage somebody. Your story can give someone inspiration, encouragement, and it's good marketing. Okay, so yes, I have a really nice lady that's coming on today. Not today. Today on Jennifer's Perspective, I will be speaking with Mr. Doc. My guest will be Dr. Stephen Kirsch, and he will be discussing his new book. And then I'm speaking to my next guest will be Miss Chelsea Dumas. Now, Chelsea Dumas is doing a giveaway, and she's also doing a giveaway and a scholarship, and the donations will be going to the women of Uganda, and she is an educational specialist, and what she's doing is an alternative way of learning and teaching. We'll be discussing that today. Not today, what's today? Monday? We'll be discussing that on. And my next guest is author Mrs. Karen Wilder. Mrs. Karen Wilder, and she is a 4-time author. And now I'm really excited for her because she'll be a guest on the show on the 16th. Now, on the 16th, we'll be discussing her new book, and this is it's written and geared towards young people and teenagers, and it's an educational tool to help young people and teenagers ways of learning and coping during the pandemic, okay? And I would just like to say thank you all, each and every single one of you, and sign up. I would like to hear from you. I would like to hear your story and your journey, and I will be back again tomorrow. Thank you all. Thank you so very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And love each and every single one of you, and have a wonderful day.